Hi, is this Mr. Serkis?
Yeah, it's Alex.
Hi, yeah, this is Alex from Innovation and Tech Today. How you doing today?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. You know, it's a little early over here.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, thanks for doing it at this time. We're actually flying over your way, so.
Oh, really? Yeah.
On the way to the airport. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. I don't want to take too much of your time here, so I would just love to jump right into it then.
Absolutely, go for it.
Do you think you could briefly explain motion capture and how it works, at least on your end?
Yeah, absolutely. So we call it performance capture, not motion capture. Motion capture was used in the early days came out of the medical industry actually, and it was used, and it's still used in the medical industry for gait analysis after injury, for tracking, movement, for looking at if you had a broken foot or so on and so forth to check that recovery is going well. So that's motion capture. Performance capture is really the application within the entertainment industry, and that has grown over the course of the last 20 years. And basically, the nub of it is that it is a series of cameras which run alongside film cameras. So traditional film cameras film the performance, but then you have another set of cameras which are in 360 degrees around the area that you're working on set. Mm-hmm. These cameras pick up information from markers on a suit that you wear, and the markers are basically tiny little tracking, three-dimensional tracking markers, which are essentially individual GPSs that track movements throughout your body very specifically. You wear also a head-mounted camera and markers on your face, usually around 50 to 60, and these track all your facial expressions and the facial performance, and it tracks the movement of the eyes because of the deformation of the eyelids, the way that the eyeballs move, and so on. So it's another way of recording an actor's performance.
Okay.
That's it in a nutshell.
And so, I mean, many consider you, one of the main pioneers in performance capture, and you've been doing it for a super long time. Have you seen any major changes or improvements in performance capture, and have these changes and developments changed your methods at all, or?
Well, it's important to state that from the offset that from our point of view, acting is acting. So whether you're wearing a costume beforehand and makeup, and then you walk onto a set and play a role, or whether you use performance capture cameras to capture your performance, and then the character is clothed in a way or made up with digital makeup afterwards, it doesn't affect the acting processes. That's still the same in terms of how you approach a role, how you build the psychology for the role, the physicality and the emotional content of the role, and how you play the scenes on set with the other actors and with the director. So that hasn't changed. Nothing changes that. That's just acting. What has changed is the sort of 2 or 3 major jumps along the way have been being able to work outside of a motion capture volume, which was typically a sort of a black box theatre with all these cameras in, where you have proxy elements of set pieces that you work on with to relate to the environment. Whereas now, for instance, on the last few Apes films, we were able to take that technology outside, shoot on location, on real sets, out in the wilderness, in rain, snow, etc., etc. So that is a technological improvement, and that is really the way that the use of the markers has changed from being retro-reflective in the volume, as we call it, inside this black box space, to infrared pulsing markers that are tracked. So wherever you put the cameras, if they're up in the trees or out on location, whatever. So that has been a big improvement. The head-mounted cameras and the resolution of the cameras that track your facial expressions has improved. But that's just the hardware, really. But on the back end, the animators who work and take our performances that are put into the cut with the director and the cut and the performances that the director wants, the animators then sit down and translate the performances onto the physiognomy of the apes, and that process has really changed over the years, and that's really as much to do with acquired skill, and obviously there's software that's been invented for rendering, so skin, you know, how snow falls on fur, how water falls off the fur, etc. All of that has changed over the years. And this, as I say, this set acquired skill set of animators who have worked very closely, particularly Weta, who are the visual effects company that did this movie, who I have a long association with, who know my face, you know, from many roles, and know all the facial expressions, where the muscle groups are, how my face deforms when I'm expressing a particular emotion. So that has all improved, leading to a point now where you can clearly read, and the actor's performance is clearly honoured to a very high level.
And so I kind of wanted to ask you about, like, you know, what has it been like to participate in so many different, you know, blockbuster franchises, you know, from Lord of the Rings, Planet of the Apes, Marvel Universe, Star Wars. You know, how do you handle being in so many different universes, playing so many different, you know, unique characters?
I suppose, you know, it comes from my early days in theatre. When I started acting, I was really lucky to be part of a repertory company, and my very first experience in my education in theatre was rehearsing one play during the day and performing another at night. And so I really, you know, my first job, I did 14 plays back to back, and it was, I suppose I really loved the notion of being able to get deeply into a character, but then also be working on something else and being able to work on another character that would be, you know, coming into being at a later date. So I've never hugely struggled with multitasking. But what has been incredible, obviously, was working when I did work originally on Lord of the Rings. Was suddenly discovering this technology that allows you to completely disappear into a character, into a level of disguise, into a level of otherness, and becoming something else, which is unprecedented. And that is why I've sort of stuck with working with performance capture technology that has, you know, led to these franchises, other franchises, because, I mean, basically, when at the end of Lord of the Rings, I thought my life would go back to, you know, life as a conventional actor of live action, film acting, and TV, and then theatre. But Peter Jackson asked me if I wanted to play King Kong after having played Gollum, and I thought, wow, this is extraordinary. This is not the end of typecasting as we know it. You can play anything. So that's why I've, you know, my interest has remained, because philosophically, you know, from an acting point of view, it is this incredible 21st century tool to enable you to play anything. But and it so happened that all these franchises, it's become a very integral part of how a lot of these films are made.
Yeah. And so, you know, like a big part of developing, you know, any character, whether it's live action or performance capture, I feel like is, you know, really developing the voice and how that character sounds. You know, and like, for Gollum example, you know, his voice is so iconic, everyone knows Gollum's voice. So I was wondering, kind of, you know, how, like, what is your process? How do you go about creating a voice for a character? You know, anywhere from Gollum to Supreme Leader Snoke, just anywhere.
Well, I mean, the thing is, as you know, you rightly point out, it's all about character, and you don't just sort of pick a voice and try it out. You start to think, okay, well, for instance, in the case of Gollum, where does Gollum? Why is he's called Gollum? Because of the way he sounds, and that sound comes from a sort of a sense of a guilt that he's carrying for having killed his cousin. Where's that guilt trapped? That guilt is trapped in his throat, which forces him to make this involuntary action every time he mentions his own name. And so I was looking for something physical that ties in. I always look for something physical that ties into the voice. It's not just a separate thing. So, for instance, with Caesar, I've had an extraordinary journey, because, of course, I've played him all the way through from being an infant chimpanzee, full-on chimpanzee, all the way through to an almost human-like ape, and has linguistically evolved over the course of 3 movies. So that's been an incredible journey of, again, you know, what's the logic behind that? How do you start to? So in the early forms of Caesar's speech, it was very prototype human language, kind of based on urgency coming from emotion. So when he first screams no, for instance, you know, it's in the human words. And as the series went on, Matt Reeves and I had to try, work very closely on how to develop Caesar's voice. So in the second film, it was again not too human, but it was like this birth of a language, really. And then in War, the latest one, Caesar has evolved so much that it has become much more human-like. But you have to keep right on that tightrope so it doesn't ever fall off and become too human. So it's always a constant, evaluation, re-evaluation of that word.
And so, speaking of Gollum and Caesar and King Kong, you've played so many non-human characters, but you've been able to put so much emotion into them. Even like King Kong, who doesn't speak at all. I remember watching that, and putting so much emotion into that. Into that creature who is, almost seen as a monster. And I was kind of what is that process? How do you put so much emotion into these creatures and make them so complicated?
Well, that's really is the great thing about the technology, is that you can play in a very nuanced way. You're not stuck behind a mask of layers of prosthetic makeup where actually you'd have to fight through all those artifacts. You're able to really play the internal truth of the character, and so it's always about finding the human connection to them, how you choose to anthropomorphize those roles. For instance, Gollum's as a character was based very much on the notion of addiction. He was like a heroin addict, and so you look to the human aspect of that and how it affects him both physically, psychologically, and emotionally. And with Caesar, for instance, or Kong, Kong was very much a lonely. We approached him I approached him as a sort of lonely, sort of slightly psychotic hobo, who really couldn't connect with every day was just about survival until he connects with this strange, small human being who actually brings out another side of his personality completely, and it's and feels what he experiences as a connection or love for the first time. So you always look for the human connection, and you're always putting yourself under the microscope too.
And so you've started to expand into directing. You helped direct the Hobbit movies. You directed this year's Breathe and 2018's Jungle Book. How have you enjoyed being behind the camera rather than in front of it?
I adore it. I absolutely. I've been wanting to work as a director for many years. In fact, before I became an actor, I studied as a visual artist, so I always had an appreciation for the overall kind of an aesthetic and beauty and storytelling from outside as well as inside a single character. So I've been making short films, and then I was actually, after King Kong, I was asked to direct performance capture for video games and so on, and all the time it was leading towards, once we set the Imaginarium, which is the company up that is a performance capture studio and production house, that was really with very much a view to directing. And then Peter Jackson offered me this incredible opportunity to direct the second unit on The Hobbit, and I'd already set the wheels in motion of my own project. So I really do absolutely love working with actors and eliciting and help them to elicit performance. I love creating, supporting the drama through camera choices, and I think very visually. So it felt very much a natural progression for me, really. I've been very lucky with the projects that I've been able to work on. Breathe is a really extraordinary, very different to anything I've my traditional fare. It's very different to in a way. It's a very personal story, a love story based on the triumph of this human spirit over adversity. This pioneering story of a man who suffers from polio and is able to survive outside of the hospital system. One of the first respinauts, as they were called, to survive outside the hospital system in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. So it's a very different direction to, say, Jungle Book, which is full-on performance capture, out there fantasy stuff. really enjoying that aspect.
And I saw that you've also branched out into voice acting for video games. And I was just kind of wondering, what's that been like compared to, acting and directing in movies? How has the kind of the video game world treated you?
Well, the video game world is interesting because, of course, as you well know, they've become more like interactive movies. The scripts got so much better. So basically, I started working after King Kong. I started working on both as a director of performances for video games, but acting in them as well. And because the scripts have become so highly evolved now in video games, and that is becoming more appealing to actors. And there are a number of actors now, A-list actors who will go and work in video games, and the approach is no different to playing a role, whether you're acting on stage or on the screen or in a video game. It's still you're thoroughly creating a role and embodying that role. And the great thing about performance capture is it allows you to play characters in lots of different arenas.
And so, you've had such a multifaceted career, from stage acting, performance capture, conventional acting, directing, voice acting. I was wondering, do you have a favorite, mode of storytelling?
I think, no, I don't actually. It's all about, I get engaged with whatever project I'm working on at any given time, and it is all about the script. It's all about storytelling. So I wouldn't choose, I'm going to do this live action film because it's a live action character, or it's not to do with the mode of performing. It's always, the choices are always based around, is this a great character? Is this something that speaks to me personally, or is the story, I think, important and will connect with the world in some way?
Do you have a favorite? You've played so many different characters. Do you have a character that you've connected with the most?
Well, oddly enough, Caesar. I've so enjoyed playing that character because of the journey that he's taken all the way through from being a chimpanzee to there were multifaceted aspects of playing this character. Not just the embodying of a chimpanzee, but to take it right through. It is that whole evolution and how to play that, but keeping it real and believable and emotionally connected, and also sort of leading the audience through the series really. Showing them the world through the eight sides, but I have a real affection for Caesar, and Gollum too. Gollum because he started me off on this bizarre journey, and I wouldn't be here without him really.
Yeah.
But so I have a great affection for that character too. But I also loved, in the live action world, I loved playing Ian Jury in a film called Sex, Drugs and Rock and Roll. That was really, really a great and amazing character to play. This proto-punk guy. I don't know. Do you know who Ian Jury is?
No, but I read about that movie. He was a punk rock star, correct?
That's right. Yeah, he sort of preceded the Sex Pistols and was really kind of an early kind of rapper poet in a sense too.
Yeah.
And he also was a polio sufferer and became he led this band called the Blockheads, and they were this maverick band in the 70s and early 80s, and it was great. And we got to know the family as we were making the film, and I recorded with the original band, so it was a really special experience.
And did you do all the singing for that movie?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Singing, but he doesn't really sing. He sort of growls with style.
Yeah. So I don't know how much you can talk about, but I was wondering, what can people expect from your adaptation of The Jungle Book coming next year?
Well, it's our version of Jungle Book is very much closer tonally to Rudyard Kipling's original story, and in the book it's just much more of a complex, psychologically complex and slightly more savage world in a way, Mowgli's world, and it's ours is a Mowgli-centric story of a boy on the cusp of teenagehood, really. but also crucially, the difference with ours is that it's a drama. Really, it has spectacle, of course, but the animals are performance captured, and it's very much about the dramatic and emotional connection between Mowgli and the animals. So it's you've seen the latest States movie, presumably, have you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the same way that you have that kind of broad canvas of and epic nature of it, but a lot of the film is carried in close up, and that's the same in a way for our Jungle Book. A lot of the animals' faces are, with the scenes take place in relative close up, and they are, they're quite powerful emotional scenes, and that's been a huge challenge because it's complex enough to translate the actor's performance onto an ape's face because the physiognomy is fairly similar, it's humanoid, whereas if you're translating the face of an actor onto a panther, or a tiger, then that's a completely different challenge, and you have to still make the animal feel believable, but also really that you can see the actor's performance in there. So that's again what sort of defines our approach to the movie. That they are, you see the anthropomorphization of these animals. But it is a sort of a PG-13. It's a slightly older audience. It's not really like the Disney film where it was a 5-year, a young audience up. It's definitely for a slightly older audience. Yeah.
I mean, so really, I just have one last question, and you probably get this all the time here at Innovation in Tech Today, our magazine. I'm sure a lot of us would love to hear you say the name of our magazine in the Gollum voice, if you would. Yeah.
Innovation in Tech Today. Okay. All right then. Well, let me just see if I can get Gollum on the phone for you.
Okay.
Hold on one sec. He's just coming in there. Just hold on a sec. Oh yes, hello, precious. Hello, who are you talking to? Well, I'm talking to Innovation in Tech Today. Innovation in Tech Today? Oh, they sound amazing, precious. Oh, well, they're pretty cool, actually. Yeah. Hold on, come back. No, I'm going. He's gone, sorry.
Oh, well, thank you for getting him for me. I appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Take care, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.